If Rob and I were partners, I know I would end up having to do all the work.
Hey guys, I love the podcast. So I started a home inspection.
Oh, we have to walk during here? I'm sorry. Would it mess your hair up if you had to read the question?
So I started a home inspection company with an acquaintance about 4 years ago. Andy and I have split responsibilities well, and in a way that works for us. One of Andy's roles has always been handling the financial sides of things.
She said, how long have they been in business together?
Did I say 4 years?
4 years? Okay. And it's a home inspection business.
Yeah, I'm so surprised my partner's stealing money from me.
What's your take on it, Brian?
Yeah, you should say something to him. You think? First of all, you gotta check your numbers more than when you're going to write a check.
Yeah.
And see if there's enough money in there.
It is interesting. I mean, he doesn't even know the guy that well. And you know, some accountants do deep dive into the expenses and some of them are just there to do the taxes in a year, right?
No, that's not. I mean, at 4 years, you should be able to trust him with money at that point.
Yeah, we hope.
Hey guys, love the podcast. So I started a home inspection company with an acquaintance about 4 years ago. Andy and I have split responsibilities well, and in a way that works for us. One of Andy's roles has always been handling the financial sides of things. We also have an accountant who comes in every quarter to make sure things are looking okay. At the start, I was watching finances weekly, but since Andy kept telling me everything was good and fine and correct, I stopped looking at it more than once every few months because I genuinely trusted that he knew what he was doing. Well, Andy was out of town last week, and it was time to pay our part-time employee. So I go to write them a check, and our business account balance was very low. We were never making a lot of money. We were just enough to pay ourselves, enough to cover our personal bills and pay one part-time employee. When I checked the account on Friday, I saw that we didn't even have enough money to pay the part-time employee. Last time I checked the account, we had around $6K. Naturally, I freak out and began looking through transactions on our Amex. I see that over the last several months, Andy has been using the company credit card for personal expenses. Bars, Ubers, tattoo parlors, food delivery, vape stores, everything, and insane amounts of everything. It comes out to tens of thousands of dollars. He's also been paying his rent directly from the company credit card. Should I talk to him about it?
She said, how long have they been in business together?
Did I say 4 years?
4 years? Okay. And it's a home inspection business.
It's 4 years old, only enough money at this point for a part-time employee plus the two of them.
And the guy in charge of the books is running all the expenses, all his own expenses through the MX, but he's not, obviously. And so there's unequal rewards there. Never mind that they're going out of business or just completely broke. All right, what's your take on it, Brian?
Yeah, you should say something to him.
You think? Okay, so
Yeah, a long conversation.
long, serious
Long
conversation.
conversation. First of all, you gotta check your numbers more than when you're going to write a check.
Yeah.
And see if there's enough money in there.
Yeah.
So,
You're not minding the story.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Well, and they said they had an accountant who came quarterly.
Is that quarterly? Okay.
So-
I didn't hear how frequent.
Either it's only been going on for maybe 4 months max, or your accountant's not very good.
Yeah.
Or to do the 941 filing.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, vape shop coming up should.
yeah, that's your clue, man.
Accountants are usually just like, that's a write-off, or
Yeah, but I don't think, that's what I'm saying. I think that a lot of accountants aren't diving into the expense lines. He might be like
Fair
posting
enough.
those into promotional or something, and the accountant just sees, okay,
okay. Fair enough.
and he's trusting him with the money.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a red flag. You've got a partner,
Well, you said 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
No, that's not. I mean, at 4 years, you should be able to trust him with money at that
Yeah.
point.
We hope.
Okay. That's true. And they haven't gone out of business in 4 years, so
Yeah.
he had some reason to trust him. I think that the vaping, the tattoos, the bars might have been red flags. Of course he knew. What does he get, like hidden tattoos and he vapes not around him, right? I just think those are kind of red flags. Like, yeah. He usually just sits around and vapes.
Right.
Like, that's a little bit of a clue. Okay, so what do you think, Riley? What should he do?
What should you do? Get rid of him.
Get rid of him. Okay.
I mean, I think that's.
Tighten the reins. Both of you take a look at good conversation. See where the company's going. See where it's been. Get the accountant in. Do a deep dive. Break out some expenses that have maybe been questionable. Talk about that number, whatever they add up to. Go, hey, how are we going to do this moving forward? You know, we're going to get credits for this on my end. When we start looking at the net and what we're going to split. Or am I also getting incidentals taken care of? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then just a big picture about the company. I think you've gotten comfortable enough to get lazy like that. Then you need to talk about the fundamentals of profitability, can't pay your staff, we're going to have issues.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you nailed it, Brian, with that whole looking at where you've been and where the company's going.
Yeah.
Because 4 years in, they've only got enough money for the two of them to be broke and one part-time employee. You know, every business has its own pace of growth, but 4 years in, if you are still that small, then you got a failure to thrive there. You got some issues where you haven't really let your business grow. I think obviously we have no idea what their choke points are, but a business is going to want to grow faster than that, right? Like, I don't know. And home inspection business, I don't love the business, but it is a lot of, you establish loyalty with realtors,
Right.
And so it's a repeat business. It's not recurring, but it's a repeat business where the same realtors and brokers send you business again and again. And, they got to be working that angle, is building those relationships. And they obviously haven't, or their business would be bigger than it is right now. There's got to be a little bit of cash in there for him to be going to bars with the money. But 4 years in, man.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, across verticals, you know how they have that thing where you can look up your industry code and put it in there and it'll tell you what your, what a P&L looks like for the average company in your category, law firm, whatever.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you drilled it down more and said, okay, you're a home inspection business and you're 4 years old, and based on, 1,000 home inspection businesses at 4 years old, they were at this revenue.
Right.
Because
Yeah, that'd be good.
these guys are,
Gauge where you're really at, right?
yeah. If these guys were on the, SAT score, they'd be shooting pretty low on this pace of growth. What we're missing here too is, he's got a partner who's taking the money. They're getting the same salary, but the partner's getting a lot more out of it, basically stealing from him. Is the partner necessary? Why did he pick the partner to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Because to start a business, you don't need a partner, but you do have to have usually two people, one to do the sales and then one to deliver the product. One person had to build the relationships and the other person had to be able to do the inspection.
Yeah.
Or one person could do both, but then eventually you're going to have to hand off those inspections, right? So is this partner necessary?
Yeah.
And then what do you think about this, Riley? If you're 4 years in, your business hasn't really grown, you may as well just go start your own home inspection business without the partner.
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's any money in the bank to fight over. If you're the one with the relationships, then you get to keep those relationships.
Yeah.
Or is his issue that maybe the partner who's stealing money is the one who all the realtors call?
Yeah.
And all he's out there with his clipboard doing home inspections.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the dispensable one. So he just has to suck it up.
Yeah. I think there's this subconscious, maybe like comfort level.
Yeah.
Doing it with a partner. It's like, okay, I'm not failing by myself. We failed. It wasn't, just me that failed this solo venture I went on.
Yeah.
It's like, and two, I think it can be beneficial. Here we are talking ideas, spitballing things with each other. It's like, you have none of that with a solo partner.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally what you know and only you know. Maybe someone you can ask for advice, but when there's someone else in there with you,
yeah,
hopefully you get a partner that understands concerns like we're not growing, rather than I got to go to the vape shop this weekend.
Yeah.
So I think partners can be very beneficial and almost encourage people to start business. Maybe they wouldn't have done it just on their own.
Yeah.
Because there is a fear and it's scary.
Yeah. To someone who's never had a business,
Yeah.
you just assume that it's something that's super exotic and there's going to be things you're not going to be able to handle. And
Yeah.
it's like, you just have to go down to the state and file a business and start selling stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that complicated. But
Well,
people
you-
feel like it's like,
I feel like it comes from is like, I'm really good at inspecting houses.
Yeah.
Or I got this license to inspect houses.
yeah.
That's my specialty. Maybe I can find someone who can
Do the sales part.
do the sales part.
Yeah.
Or I can put on roofs. I just need someone to sell them.
I'm not really a partner here. This is really your business.
Yeah.
I'll work for you. But I don't want to be responsible for the finances if I'm not really an owner.
Yeah.
And he can actually take a step back, and then he doesn't have to worry about what the guy spends. Because in truth, he's not the owner. If you're not willing to confront a partner and be like, hey, this isn't working, you're not an owner.
But
Okay.
a question, what should he, he's back 4 years. What should he be looking for in a partner? I'm under the impression that, me, myself, I think partnerships are great things. I think when you're starting out, you rarely know everything about a business. When if you do, it's okay going by yourself, but I think it's good to have people bouncing ideas and having specialized knowledge in certain areas so you can learn where you have this, service or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's good to form these partnerships and have these relationships where it's easier to grow because people have experience.
Yeah. I hate partnerships. I know that's right, but it's like, you don't have what it takes. You realistically, if I'm saying, hey, I don't even know this guy, he's an acquaintance, I'm going to start a business with him.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it on my own.
So what should you look for, I guess, was the underlying question. What should you be looking for
In a partner?
in someone if you are a beta, as you call them,
Yeah.
or if maybe you're the more assertive one, should you be looking for someone less assertive? You don't want two dominant heads. Is it,
Yeah.
I'm the assertive salesperson. I just need something to sell.
Like hire somebody who has experience running a body shop. Nobody took on a partner at a Toyota dealership to run a body shop.
So I'm saying hypothetical when you are starting a.
Yeah. I just think first of all, unless you're in a capital intensive business and you need a capital, right? Then you thinking that you need a partner is really you thinking you shouldn't be in business. Go with that. Well, 50-50 marriages don't go well.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible. And inevitably there's going to be this unequal rewards or unequal inputs or in this case, unequal outputs. One person's getting paid more than the other. But, I don't know. I think a business needs a team to be founded. You do need more than just yourself. You're talking about, that's what your wife is for. That's what your friends are for. That's what running with millionaires is for. Come on our show. We'll give you all the advice you want.
Yeah.
But we don't need
They're not going to give you the same input a partner, man.
Yes. And you know what else I won't do? I won't take his Amex and go to a vape shop.
What about a 50-50 that turned out to be great? Because the question was posed
Yeah.
to ask you, what should you look for if you're looking for a partner? So
A job, that's what you should be looking for. You should be looking for a job for yourself because you're going to ruin everything by
I
starting a
disagree.
business. I have even brothers. My father-in-law starts a tree business with his brother. His brother loves to hunt and fish. And in hunting season,
so you're saying hire him on. Don't be
Yeah,
partners
yeah.
with
in
him.
fact, his brother, they had to close the business 20-some years ago because his brother would not show up. Storm season and deer hunting season coincide in North Carolina. And so when he could make his most money, like half the money in the year is made during the storms for a tree service. And the brothers wouldn't work it because that was deer season and he wasn't going to miss shooting deer.
Yeah.
He ended up having to shut it down. Well, today, he has an awesome tree service doing millions of dollars. His brother works for him, just hourly.
Yeah.
And if the brother doesn't want to come to work, that's fine. He doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he had one thing. He bought a horse farm. He didn't know anything about horses. And he shouldn't have been buying a horse farm anyway, but to him, it was a real estate play. He thought he was buying the farm below market. Turned out he wasn't, but he thought he was. So he brought on a partner who knew all about horses. Never mind that the partner was a thief and lazy and a drunk. He knew about horses, so he thought he needed to make him a partner. Well, obviously, this guy who didn't have a lot on the stick, he would have taken the job if he had been offered a job, right?
Yeah.
And then when he started stealing money, he could just fire him. He wouldn't have to deal with, okay, he's now on the deed of this property.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of him. I mean, at least do a 51%.
Yeah.
So that there's somebody in charge.
Yeah.
But 50-50.
You're right, that partnership. But you have to know who you're going into the partnership with.
Yeah. Part of this is this philosophy people have of whatever it costs, hire the best people you can find. And it's like, you don't have that luxury in stages 1 through 4. You just have to put bodies in roles.
Yeah.
You don't have the ability to be like, okay, I'm going to go to a job fair at Harvard and hire some graduates because I want to have the very best people here. Like, no, you don't have that option. You're grinding. You're looking for adequate. Can they fog a mirror? Can they follow instructions maybe after 8 times giving the instruction?
Yeah.
Right? And so, yeah, if you were trying to hire A players and you're like, oh, I can't get this guy.
Yeah.
Let me give him some equity. Like, that's legitimate when you're a stage 7 business, when you're literally, your business is just a flywheel. It's growing without you. It's all systems driven. And you're like, oh, I want to get into this field. Okay. You know what you need. You're not going to go in there half-heartedly. You need really good people. And they might need some equity or some phantom equity.
Hey guys, if you watch my content, you probably own a business, and I would love to one-on-one with you. I'd love to talk with you about the things I always talk about. 3 things. What would have to be true to 10x your business? What can be done to make your business easier to run? And what can be done to reduce risk in your business? I'd love to talk about those things with you. If you want to just click, there's in the description below, there should be a link to a Calendly. You could set up a free one-on-one with me. Love to spend some time on the phone with you, just talking through your story. Maybe obviously my ulterior motive is to get you to come onto the podcast, but I don't mind if you don't want to get onto a podcast. I'd love to just have a one-on-one with you if I can give you some help. So if you're a Christian business owner, I mean, any size business, any type of business, I'd love to help you. So go ahead and click the link below, get onto a Calendly so you and I can have a talk. I'd love to help you if I can. I love your help with my business if you have some advice for me. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of our community.